You know how I know that a lot of people aren't really pro-black? And well, I'm going to leave y'all with this. Do you know how I know that a lot of people that are supposedly pro-black aren't pro-black? Not even that they have a black woman or that they have a white woman. Is that they don't want you to talk to or marry dark-skinned black women. Dark-skinned black woman catch more listen. You know why my daughter was attacked? Because she was attacked as a dark-skinned black little girl.
What am I freaking out about? Like, you're a liar. You think I'm talented? You think I'm worth something more than sucking over the phone?
Wow.
When you grow up a girl who is fat and black and everybody else around you is Dominican and Puerto Rican, and you are othered. I was othered in a lot of ways. I was othered against other black people.
Oh my goodness.
And when I was in Senegal, I was othered because I was too American. I've never fit in. I've never felt comfortable. And even though, like, I'm charismatic as bro, people like me for no reason, but you have to get through the initial impression that I can give just people is not great. Is just because people don't like people who they think are ugly. People are not open to people who they think are ugly. I was already, like, you have to have a conversation with me in order to like me. But if you can just see me, fat, black, ugly, all of these things. And, like, here's the thing, I'm fly as shit. And my husband love me down, but like I'm actually really, really dope, but it's the way the world works. It's the way the world sees beauty. The standard of beauty, none of us can hit it. You know what I mean? Like the universal standard of beauty, I'm the antithesis of. And so that's the world I live in. And even now, sometimes, like, it's so weird how, oh, you're so beautiful. Oh, your skin, you're so amazing. That's because you think I'm worth something because I'm an actor, because you know what I do for a living. Because you know what I do for a living, you think that.
You know, that's interesting because I'll share this because, you know, I had an insecurity and, you know, when it came to dating, because I wasn't like, you know, a hot shot and nothing like that in high school.
Tall ass?
Yeah. Appreciate it. But, you know, it wasn't until I started playing sports. And so I can relate to that idea that, wait, you're conflicted. Wait, are you really saying that because I'm because I'm famous and, you know, Oscar nominated, you know, movie, or are you really saying that because you see me? And I guess the question really is like, what is it that you really feel about yourself? As I sit in front of a beautiful woman, I ask you, what do you see? What do you recognize about yourself?
Is there an issue? Not an issue. It's more like just something that I kind of noticed. If you look at all my friends, church and school, I'm a chubby friend. And it's not like, oh God, I just have accepted it, you know?
You're not the fat friend, Chris.
I noticed that I'm left out. You know, and other guys and talk to them, I'm left out, I'm left to the side. And I think that's why.
Guys talk to you.
It's different. It is.
And do you think it has something to do with your size?
Absolutely, I know it is. I'm not saying that no guys want chubby girls. I'm just saying that that's personally me.
But I don't think that's the case. I think that's the way you're seeing it.
Because it's not that I'm ugly or am I ugly?
No.
Why would she ask me that? Why would she ask me, am I ugly? I'm your mama. I only see beauty in your eyes.
My size of
No, baby. You're gorgeous. And you know, look at this face. This is my face. It's brown. It's a combination.
That's something too. A lot of the guys like light-skinned girls.
Like what?
A lot of the guys like light-skinned girls. Look at our family. Look at our family. You and Dad, light-skinned, dark-skinned. Auntie and Uncle Ted, light-skinned, dark-skinned. Auntie and Uncle Des, light-skinned, dark-skinned. The only two dark-skinned families is Auntie Lisa, Uncle Errol, and Nana and Grandpa.
That's still two. It's not. Look at all these beautiful brown women in the world. Look at Gabrielle Union. She's brown, gorgeous, amazing husband. Look at Kelly Rowland, beautiful. Like, these are beautiful brown women everywhere.
I know, but Mom, think about
all
it. Like,
around you.
You're light-skinned, so you don't really know exactly how it feels, you know?
all these things that you want to have answers to. Sometimes I don't. And right now I don't. What to do, what to tell her, how to lift her, how to make her smile, how to tell her not to worry. I got to figure it out.
Now, this is going to be a nuanced talk. And if you're interested in this and if you like this, I have a similar nuanced talk that I'll put here on the screen. And as many of you know, I love talking about beauty and body standards. So when I heard Gabby say this, I jumped on top of it because I felt like it tied into a bigger and a deeper conversation about beauty standards, body image, colorism, and the like in the Black community. And I know what a lot of people are going to say is that Gabby's biggest problem is that she just needs to lose weight, right? If Gabby loses weight, that will solve all her problems. Well, that might solve some problems, but there's evidence that proves that even if Gabby loses weight, she will still suffer from the beast of colorism. And this is something that has plagued the Black community, and particularly Black women. So I'm going to get into that in this video. There's something about being aware of how others perceive you or how you're perceived in the world, being clear about who's for you versus who's not for you, understanding your social position in the hierarchy of beauty. And we know that beauty is in the eye of the beholder and sometimes subjective, but we also know that there is a beauty standard. So both of those things are true. And I think Gabby's awareness or self-awareness to be able to name the thing, the painful thing that a lot of women run from, a lot of women hide from the reality, a lot of women cover up. They go and do all types of things to their body to avoid the thing that Gabby just named. They do everything in their power to avoid being fat, Black, and ugly. And so this is why what she said was so incredibly powerful to me, is because her naming something like this, her calling it out, in many ways put a language to a dynamic within the Black community that, again, haunts a lot of us. I know someone who, like, her whole thing is, and she's light-skinned, but her thing is she wants to make herself fit the quote standard as much as possible. So her whole thing is, you know, she's had surgeries and things like that, various procedures, all of that, because for her, she wants to make sure that when people look at her, they can't say anything. Like, she's going to do what she needs to do, you know, to make sure that when people look at her, they won't be able to find any flaws. Now, I personally don't believe that. I mean, I believe that you can always find flaws. I think that's what people inherently do, is look for flaws. And especially the more beautiful you are, people are going to look for more flaws to try to discredit your beauty. But that's her theory. And so again, and I think a lot of women view it that way. You know, the more I can make myself the standard, the less resistance I'm going to have in the world, the easier my life is going to be. The doors are going to open wider for me, and everything is going to fall into place because I look like the standard, right? But we all know that this has proven time and time again. Even if you look at someone like Buffy the Body, who had all the beauty, and even up until now, I think is still beautiful. And she also had the body, you know, and none of that was able to, even with all of that, she still hit a ceiling. They evade this issue, or they try to evade this issue by having a nice body. And again, I think Buffy the Body is an example of this, attaining a certain body. And this does go into my theory of body privilege. I have several videos on this. But it's the idea that, well, if I can just get the body, right, maybe people are going to tease me in the Black community and call me all types of names. And, you know, maybe the men I won't get as much attention as the light-skinned girls. But if I have a banging body, if I'm snatched, if I have a big butt, small waist, big boobs, somehow I can still access the privileges that the light-skinned women are getting, right? Because I have this body. And again, Buffy the Body, her story is an example, in my opinion, of how it doesn't always work that way. Yes, Buffy had privilege within the confines of the Black community, and more so the urban Black community. But outside of those urban spaces, as she tried to move into more, say, corporate spaces, and if you want to know how I know this, I listened to a lot of her talks on her YouTube channel as I was preparing for the Slim Thick series. She talked about feeling uncomfortable, you know, having a huge butt in certain spaces. And also she was called ugly in so many words by Charlemagne the God. And so I think this is, again, an example of how a dark-skinned woman can somewhat evade, you know, colorism to a degree with the body, but then the problem still catch up with her. Because even with the body, people are going to accuse her body of being unnatural. They're going to say her butt is fake. And then at the end of the day, when they strip everything away, you're Black and you're ugly. Right. And again, it wasn't said to her like that. I have a video actually about this. It wasn't said quite like that, but in so many words. And so things like talent, money, status, some of these things can help you transcend your looks to an extent. But as Gabby said, as Gabby said in the beginning, even with the status and the money, you know, all of that, yes, people will treat you better, but what really matters is how you feel about yourself. You know, I said in a previous video about me loving Iyanla Vanzant and wanting her career. All of that holds true. Another thing I noticed about Iyanla was she was one of very few women in mainstream media with very Afrocentric features. And as someone with Afrocentric features myself, I paid attention to that. And so again, when we talk about colorism, there's also featureism, there's texturism. And so people like Iyanla, you know, even Nina Simone, looking at images of Nina Simone and knowing that these women were such an intricate part of mainstream, you know, entertainment, and looking at their features, it does give me a sense of what's possible, but also how rare it actually is. It was typically Black people who had a problem with my natural hair. And this was before my locks, when I used to have my afro and my twist outs and all that stuff. Most of the negative comments I got from the Black community. So when we talk about colorism and a lot of these isms, these things are coming by and large from the Black community. Now, it doesn't mean that it has nothing to do with white people, because at the root, you know, we have to take it all the way back to slavery with that. But it does mean that these things are still perpetuated in our communities. And so there are a lot of theories, and really it appears to be a trend. Dark-skinned Black women with white men. Gabby Sidibe being one. Jodie Turner-Smith, Lupita Nyong'o, Venus, formerly Venus Williams. I know she just got married. Not sure what her new last name is. Serena Williams.
You know how like a lot of dark-skinned women end up dating white men due to like colorism? This is a wild thought, but like, what if they created colorism so that they could have dark-skinned women to themselves? Like, just hold on. Don't click off yet. I know I just said some wild shit, but it makes sense though when you think about it. Like, for real? Because colorism literally says dark-skinned women are at the bottom, but then, like, they be wanting us, though. So it's like, do y'all really even believe that shit? Or did you just make that shit up so that black men could believe it? And then they wouldn't have... Yo, I genuinely think that was the whole fucking plan.
And so the clip that showed Erica Campbell's daughter, this is gospel singer Erica Campbell, her daughter, this was several years ago, talking about colorism, is so important because it highlighted that there is a trend. And I think Krista, her daughter's name is Krista was calling it out. And I remember some people having issues with that clip, and more so Erica and how she handled it. And I think, you know, she said in the clip that she didn't know what to say. My daughter is several shades darker than me. And the things that my daughter has said already at her, you know, young, early teen years, the things that she has heard people say to her, and the nasty comments that people have made about her skin tone already, you know, she has heard things that I have never heard because we have two different experiences in the world. And so I included that clip. I thought it was such a powerful way to not only show how even within black families, this is something, colorism is something that people struggle with, but also within the church. And this video, I was actually going to do a video instead of this one. I was going to do a video called, I think, Colorism in the Black Church. And so if that's something you're interested in, let me know. You can put that in the comment. And all of this has hit Black YouTube lately. And there's, you know, and we can get into Anton Daniels and his daughter being pulled into some beef that, I mean, people's wives, you know, and their skin color, you know, in this case, I'm talking about Anton's wife, her skin color and how she looks compared to the alleged side chick and how she looks, you know, all of this again, has come to the surface. And this is not about taking sides between Anton and Corey Holcomb, but this is so deep rooted that someone's dark-skinned child and dark-skinned wife is being pulled into some beef that they have nothing to do with.
I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. I'm gonna keep it so 1,000 to you. I'm gonna keep it so 1,000 to you. If you marry a dark-skinned black woman and you don't have any children out of wedlock, something is wrong with you. That is what the media is selling us. I cannot keep it any more real with you. Listen, y'all got to go and study the tapes. You know who gets attacked by pro-black people more than anybody else? Black women. Dark-skinned black women are the punching bag of pro-black people. You know who attacks my wife more than anybody else? Black women and pro-black men. You know why? Just because they dark. They don't marry them. Y'all don't marry dark-skinned women. Y'all don't even like y'all. Listen, when I said it on the platform, it went over everybody's head and everybody act like they didn't understand what I'm saying. We don't like ourselves. We don't even like ourselves. That is not celebrated in our community. You know why they said the most incendiary things to my daughter? Because she actually have two dark-skinned parents. That's not celebrated. Oh, I know my people beautiful. Absolutely. Listen, you can't listen. I know for a fact my people is beautiful. Know for a fact. They're the most spoiled women on this side of the Midwest. My girls are the most spoiled women, pampered women, and they deserve the world. They deserve the world. They're loyal, they pampered, they spoiled, They whine when they can't see me as much as they want to see me. And you know why that hurts people? Because it flies in the face of what they think that we're supposed to do when we become successful. The sweetest people that you've ever met in your entire life. The sweetest people that you have ever met in your entire life. No, listen. If we gonna have a conversation, then let's have a conversation. If we're gonna have a conversation, listen, the one thing that my family knows for a fact is that they are the most loved people on the face of this earth. Absolutely.
It's so interesting to see how easy it is for colorism to come up in our community, how easy it is for us to be portrayed as animals such as apes. And I'm not just talking about from the White House. I'm also talking about from folks in our own community. You know, putting someone's wife and daughter as an ape on a t-shirt. And essentially, if you're doing that, you are sending a clear message that you think said individuals are not attractive. Because, you know, why else would you do that? So, you know, as much as I know that there are folks who want to downplay colorism, but you have to ask yourself, if the opposing party was light-skinned, you know, if the opposing party was, you know, not overweight, you know, if the opposing party was more conventionally beautiful or attractive, you know, would they still be experiencing the same thing? And I think often we know the answer. I think Gabby Sidibe knows the answer. I think that she's figured out a way to navigate and move through the world, knowing, you know, what she knows about how she's perceived. She's figured out a way to navigate and move through the world. But it's sad that when you strip it all back, what is, you know, the evidence that's in front of you still points to a problem. And by and large, a problem not only in our community, not exclusively, because colorism is a problem globally, but because I focus on the Black community, a problem in the Black community. So let me know what you think about this. Please do put your thoughts in the comment section. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you believe that colorism is still prominent? Do you have examples of the ways in which you have been treated differently because you're dark, or perhaps because you are of a certain size, or perhaps you are a different color, a different skin tone than your child? Do you have that experience? So let me know your thoughts on this. I also want to give a special shout out to Black and Invisible members. I am at a record number with my membership. I think I've had my membership now for maybe almost 2 years or something like that. And I have had some very loyal people rocking with me. So I want to thank Black and Invisible members for supporting the channel, supporting me. And please do, if you're interested in becoming a Black and Invisible channel member, go into the description box, click the link that you see. You also might see a join button at the top of your screen. If you decide to become a Black and Invisible channel member, you will get exclusive content, videos tailor-made just for you as a channel member. So again, members only videos, as well as other perks and benefits. So I am also a YouTube coach. I offer coaching and consulting to those who want to get started and grow their own YouTube channels and who want to become monetized. As you guys have heard me talk about, I have a background in media, so I know a lot. I'm very passionate and I love coaching. So if you are interested in my coaching service, please go to my website. The link to my website is in the description box and you can check out what I have to offer. I have a book on Amazon about being an invisible Black woman. I also have a store, an Amazon storefront. So feel free to go into the description box and click those links. And I'm also on Instagram. So if you use Instagram and you want to give me a follow over there, feel free to do so. My name is Neka, and I am here to make the invisible visible about Black women. I highlight the things that Black women typically would not tell you. And I also highlight the stories within our community that most people don't want to address. And as always, stay tuned for more videos.
Can't go back, hurt so bad, had to block out the memory. If we try again, start from scratch. You wanna pick up where we left off, but you've been gone away so long. Since you've been gone away so long. I forgot your middle name, I forgot your birthday. You still wear cologne the same, like it in the worst way. You've been gone away. Since you've been gone away, 50-11 days, 50-11. I lost count of all of the weeks that you have your way. Wouldn't pick a fight when you'd leave. Now you're back